Welcome to Truish, your soft news bulletin delivered hot off the press to you by me, Daisy Maskell. And joining me as my expert correspondent this week, it's Ollie Horn.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, how are you doing? Oh, that was a lovely good morning.
Thank you. No one says good morning these days, do they?
I know, that took me back to primary school, sitting on the carpet and everyone, your teacher would say, good morning, everyone. Right. And you'd say, good morning.
I think I'd just say good morning because before this, I got a coffee downstairs. And I said, good morning. And I think it took the person by surprise. They were like, I was just expecting you to bark Americano at me. So maybe this is my thing. Maybe saying good morning could just be my thing
It's
now.
your catchphrase.
Yeah. Which is tough for a stand-up because most of my gigs are not pre-midday.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
I feel like that's like a whole TikTok series. Like you could go super viral and that could be a catchphrase
Just
to the start of
say
every
good
video.
morning.
Good morning. You're the good morning guy.
But then also, if people don't say good morning, acting like a teacher. Good morning. I said good morning. Yeah.
You would be a great teacher.
Well, I think I'd be liked.
You'd be the likable one.
But I don't think I'd be great.
Why do you think you would be liked and not great?
Because the older I've got, the more I've realised that I did really well at school. Mm-hmm. And so like school was pretty good for me because I learned how to take exams. Mm-hmm. But I think for most people, most of what we did was a complete waste of time. And so I think I would let them know that. I think that's the issue.
You'd just be the teacher that does the paper mache.
Exactly. I'd just say to the kids, I'd say, look, if you're hot, your life's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. If only I knew that when I was younger. If you've got rich parents, you're good. So I think I would just and then obviously the ones which don't have any of those advantages, I put a bit of effort in.
Yeah, and that aren't hot.
Yeah. I would divide the children into the hot ones and the not hot ones, and I'm happy to have that on record. I'm a big believer of that. Whatever you were doing at 13, you're going to thrive at 30.
Ah, that's a good one. Okay,
yeah,
I've never heard that before.
I do think that as you kind of graduate from your 20s, you start to reclaim the stuff that actually excited you as a kid. Mm-hmm. I bet if you read back journals that you wrote when you were 13, 14, it would feel more like you now than in your 20s. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so I as a kid naively believed that I'd be an actor or a comedian or I kind of thought I didn't know how I'd do it, but I thought, that's the dream. Mm-hmm. And then, the opposite happened. I trained as a lawyer and then never practiced.
Did you?
Yeah. Sometimes it's helpful because I've often friends in entertainment will come to me and go, I've got a bit of a legal issue. Yeah. And I know that legally, because you haven't got a practicing certificate, you can't charge. So you can have some free advice. And I go, my advice will be 15 years out of date, but I'm happy to help.
So what is the law that you sort of studied or practiced? Is it like planning permission?
No. Intellectual property is anything sort of creative, so it's copyright.
Oh, I see. I'm down in the council. I'm in the civic centre.
You're
right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if a planning application came, I'd give it a go.
I'm Japanese knotweed and asbestos, and you're
and I'm Japanese trademarks. But so that's what I just did a normal law degree where you kind of have to study everything, and then I specialised in trademarks and kind of creative stuff. But I never actually did much with it. I very quickly just thought, well, what I did is I've just avoided having a proper job for as long, it's not all come crumbling down yet.
What a great little side quest. I love that. Ollie, what is on your docket this week?
I've just toured Australia, so I've just spent a couple of months there doing the comedy festivals, and my girlfriend's Australian, and I'm very tolerant of all the cultural differences we have, because Australia, unless you go, have you been to Australia?
I've never been to Australia, and I'm really intrigued to know what your experience is and what cultural differences you see in your relationship to.
Well, do you think it's a real country for a start?
It's too far. See, things that are very far away to me just don't really exist.
I don't believe it's a real country. You've had Milo Edwards on this show.
Yeah.
And he has this kind of ongoing joke that Australia is the home of the banger, the song that you forget is good, and Australia just plays it, kind of good hits from the 90s. So a good example is you'll be in like a service station, and Natasha Bedingfield Unwritten will be blaring.
Oh, fantastic.
We wouldn't have that here. Right. Whereas so that's the kind of thing or you'll be at a garden centre and you'll be hearing, I got to get through this. Right. And so they're in a bit of a time warp in that regard. And like, I think generally like Australia is just like, if there's any Australians listening, my apologies, but it is sort of culturally 20 years behind the UK. But I mean that in a good sense too. Like, you know, as the UK has like become a bit more grotesque, Australia hasn't got there yet.
Okay.
Right. So I'm saying that in a good sense as well as also in a bad sense. And so often their news, like there just isn't enough going on for their news to not be things like it was raining and a postman saw that someone's laundry was out on the line, so they folded it, and that was captured on a Ring doorbell, and that's then headline news. I'm not even joking. And so my girlfriend sent me this story of this guy, this graffiti artist, who paints like chickens around Melbourne.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like the most Australian thing.
Yeah,
okay.
But he does it in like, it's so iconic how he does it, because I do think it was like our graffiti artists in the 80s, where like they were actually cool and punk. Mm-hmm. So like he's then taken to court in Lightning McQueen Crocs and skateboards to court, and like I know it doesn't sound real. And so I think like we've got so much going on in the UK that I think we should just make more time for these stories of, hey, look, a mad lad's done some mad stuff, right? It's not the end of the world. Mm-hmm. If this were reported on the UK media, it would be very solemn, wouldn't it? We wouldn't be happy about these chickens. Whereas in Australia, they're like, cool chickens.
How fantastic.
Yeah.
I need to get myself down to Australia. I really do.
It's great. It's really good. It's sort of happy English people.
And you said that happy English people. God, that's where they've all gone. Well, how was touring in Australia? What differences did you see?
Well, firstly, like any act, I'll be marketing to people with my sensibility. So I got a lot of British people coming to my shows. I think most countries think they're a bit special. Mm-hmm. You know, like I actually have this idea for a video, which I'd love to do one day, which is I'd love to go around different countries and tell them the same jokes about their country. You know, like I'd like to go to Germany and do a gig to Germans and go, the thing about you guys is you're quite reserved, but after a couple of drinks, oh, you're crazy. And then do the same joke to the Greeks or the French. You know what I mean?
That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Like, basically, the observations which people think are unique to them might actually be universal, right? Like, you just go to Spain. Why do your taxi drivers drive like they've stolen their own cars? It's like, well, that could, you know, that would also work in Istanbul. I don't know. So I think there are far more similarities than differences. Yeah. What I will say, though, is the difference in Australia is it changes hugely state to state. So, like, Melbourne, very, very different kind of crowd reaction to, say, Perth in Western Australia. Because they are, like, so far apart. And if they holiday, I guess they'd go on holiday, like, in Bali or, you know. I guess that's probably even easier to get to. It's probably easier to get to Indonesia than it is to get to...
Oh, can you imagine? Like, our version of, like, going to Amsterdam is Australia's version of like going to Bali.
But do you not think like Americans get really jealous of us that like...
True.
I'm just visiting Europe.
True.
We're a stone's throw from King's Cross Station here. Isn't it mad that if we wanted to go for lunch in Paris, we still could?
Should we go for lunch in Paris? Or should we just piss off for the rest of the weekend?
Let's just get a croque monsieur.
Do you know, we need to be doing stuff like that so much more. We really do, because we've got the proximity. Are you Are you spontaneous like that?
Oh, I'm too spontaneous.
Oh, are you?
I'm the one which like will start the group chat. I'm the one which will be like, we haven't been Thorpe Park. Okay. Let's go Thorpe Park.
You're the mother hen as well?
That has no, okay. I don't care. I just want it to happen. But no, I've done some like, if I think it's a good idea, I'll just do it. I mean, to give an example of my Australian girlfriend, how that came about was I met her when I was performing at the Adelaide Fringe last year. And I was due to leave the country 3 days later. And so that's what happened. I left the country 3 days later. We'd met and I thought, oh, she's great. And so while I was on the plane back to London, using the in-flight Wi-Fi, I booked a flight back to Australia. I'm serious. Booked a flight back to Australia thinking, oh, it's probably a good idea that I see her again.
That is a wonderful love story.
Expensive.
So did you do the stopover in between, or was it a direct flight?
No, because I was like, this is stupid. I know. At the time, I knew it was stupid. I booked the cheapest flight back. And the cheapest flight back was via China through 2 cities that I don't believe that most Chinese people have heard of. I mean, it was 2 domestic layovers in China. And I remember getting to one of these airports. They'd not even. I mean, it surprised them that a foreigner was there. They were like, "We just don't know how to process you." Like, genuinely, I had to just get escorted through the airport like that. We've never had an international layover like this before. That's how, I don't know where I found these flights, but it was like there's like a secret section of Expedia for people that are desperate. And so, but there's that like theory that if you want to make a decision, toss a coin, and it's not what the coin lands on that matters. It's what you're thinking when the coin's in the air.
God, you've set the standard, I tell you. People are going to be sending this to their partners, being like, hello. Like, if he wanted to, he will.
Yeah. If you're not transiting in 2 miscellaneous Chinese cities, I don't want you.
Oh God, just the thought of you coming out of arrivals and going back into
it was literally like a revolving door. It was
in the Chinese airport that no one uses.
I know.
Did you? I suppose you had to go through check-in, go through passport control.
I kept my bag in the overhead locker. I was like, I'll be back there.
Did you have to get on one of those god awful buses that take you from the plane to the terminal?
Yeah. Of course, loads of that.
Oh, that's so funny.
But what actually happened was the flight I booked was I think like 2 days after I got back to London.
Yeah.
So I just had kind of 2 days here and those 2 days felt like that period between Christmas and New Year. And I was like, mentally, I'm still in Australia.
What's it called? Twixmas, I think people call it.
Oh, do they?
I think so, yeah. It's between you had your very
all I know is I was eating a lot of chocolate. I was mainlining cheese straight out of the fridge.
God, that's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Jesus Christ. I want to bring you into my algorithm. This is what's on my docket this week. I feel like we've gone for a similar vibe. I've got a guy that has been arrested, but this time in Mexico.
Great. And you're flying to Mexico to meet him, are you?
I am.
This is the one.
Yeah. So this is a vigilante that is hunting down petty criminals. Police keep finding motorcycle thieves tightly duct taped to lampposts in Mexico. The vehicles they've attempted to steal have been left conveniently nearby for easy recovery. And the first time this vigilante struck was on June 13th, where locals found a man duct taped to a lamppost with the word thief written across his forehead.
Love it.
And then 4 additional suspected thieves have been found strapped to lampposts in the past few weeks.
That's so well done. It's like verging on kink.
Yeah, it is.
He shibaru'd him, or whatever it's called.
There are certain, I think, crimes that you commit where public humiliation like that, I think, is so much more effective than like a fine or a penalty.
I'm completely on your side. I really like that because it's like that guy might actually learn his lesson doing that more than going to prison. You must have seen this. This was in a similar vein. I think this was in America, not Mexico. People modified bicycles so you could steal the bicycle, but then once you rode it for a bit, the wheel would fall off, or the seat would electrocute you, or like they'd attach a bit of invisible string so you'd like. And it's so fun to watch a criminal just fly over the handlebars.
Yeah, you'd learn your lesson, right? Well, I would learn my lesson if I had been duct taped to a lamppost in Mexico with thief written across
brilliant.
my forehead.
And I wonder what the process for taking them down is.
I would like to do this to phone snatchers in London.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I had my phone snatched on Regent Street.
You didn't?
Yeah, it was in my hand, and he came up and like was wearing a glove, grabbed it, and I just went nope and grabbed it back.
Don't snatch.
Yeah, I went stop it. I went good morning.
Snatching is not kind. Soft hands.
Exactly. Right, you will not be playing Duck Duck Goose this afternoon with everybody. That's it now.
And you're not hot either.
Ooh, ugly. I mean that's the way to. But I do think that's the way to like disarm people. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember some guy getting really road ragey with me. This happened a couple of years ago, and like kind of came up to my window and like was like really mouthing off. And I do think this is actually a skill of a stand-up comedian, that like we're quite good at dealing with, when you get hecklers, that kind of thing. So I'm unusually good at maintaining a good resting heart rate in confrontation. And I don't know how it happened, but I just said to him, I said, I'm sorry, I don't like talking to ugly people, right? And so he was like coming out loud, like really, and so it was so disarming to him. I think that's like, like that's the same technique that hypnotists use, right? Like, interrupt a pattern.
I'm just trying to visualize. Did you like mouth this through the window? Did you wind the window down?
My window was open. I don't remember the exact context, but I remember not being in the wrong, obviously. Yeah. I just thought, I've got to diffuse this. And I go, I don't like engaging with ugly people. I won't be talking to you because you're ugly. Right? It's really matter of fact. What? Because what that means is he's not having to engage with that rather than, you fucking cut me up or whatever.
You are the person that I want to be. Like, you're the person that I imagine I am in the shower when you come up with all of the like hilarious, amazing things that you could have said in a moment of confrontation. Yeah. You're just there straight away with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, one day I'm going to get punched.
So the person that stole your phone, when you snatched it back, what did they do? They just went on
They rode off, yeah. I've seen it a few times, like people distressed on Oxford Street because their phone had just been snatched. Yeah. I even lent my phone to... Actually, I did. I lent my phone to this woman outside Oxford, opposite the IKEA. So literally right there.
Yeah, that is their hunting ground.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah,
and she was really flailing. And so I said, do you want to borrow my phone to make a call? She went, would you mind? I went, yeah, of course. And then she starts making the call back in the street like this. I tried to kind of remind her. I was like, maybe because it's my phone. Why don't you go do it here? But please. But I agree that like these phone thieves should, we should, maybe what we should do is that we should like find something like related to the crime. Mm-hmm. So like maybe like their numbers published and we just like keep calling them. Yeah. Something like that.
Going through their camera roll, something that's phone related.
Or just tie them up to a lamppost. But I think it's a bit of a shame that people don't go to the public gallery in the courtroom. Because like all courtrooms are open to the public.
I always think this when I'm watching anything to do with the Romans. I'm like, what is our version of gladiators,
Yeah, exactly.
We've got it in us.
Well, I think it's actually like where do people go and be mean to each other publicly? Mm-hmm. I think it's the YouTube comment section. There was like a scuffle outside M&S and the security guard like detained someone. It was just a huge crowd like it was a street performance the other night. We're just so barbaric, aren't we? We just pretend that we're not.
Mm-hmm. Are you a curtain twitcher? Like if there's a police car or an ambulance outside, will you slide down the wall and...
I do quite like that. Sort of because like I kind of believe that I'm the mayor.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've just got that energy of like... It'd be good to know what's going on.
You must know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I suppose I do Twitch, but what I don't like is I don't know if this makes your algorithm. I get a lot of the what they call themselves auditors. They're basically the boring men that go and provoke well-meaning frontline staff.
Ollie, nothing enrages me more. So there's one in particular. I don't know if you've seen this guy. He flies his drone. Oh my God, he gets me.
The thing that's so upsetting is his content is not the footage that he gets from the drone. It's that body cam footage of provoking people. And it is annoying because like technically he often is right that like you don't own the airspace above your property.
Yeah.
You are allowed to fly a drone under 250 grams, without permission. But just because you're allowed to do something doesn't mean that it's civil. It doesn't mean that it's polite. And I think the law isn't a target, it's a limit for our conduct. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like just because you're allowed to do something doesn't mean that you should. And that's often why these debates are so enraging, because people are talking at cross purposes. Yeah. He's saying, I'm allowed to do this, and they're saying, don't do it. And he's like, well, you can't stop me. And the point is, no, they haven't got a legal right to stop you, but they're appealing to their civic sense of society.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's infuriating.
I really hate them.
It's infuriating.
And you know he's ugly.
Yeah, you tell him as well. You would tell him, to be fair.
Yeah.
That'd throw him off guard. I'd love to see you on a bit of body cam footage. Your interaction with one of these auditors.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'd audit them.
Ollie, what have you got coming up for the rest of the year?
I'm heading to the Edinburgh Fringe. So I'm doing a show this year called Let's Listen to Some of Lou Bega's Other Songs Together for an hour. And so I play some of Lou Bega's other songs, give my expert commentary. I'm the UK's leading Lou Bega expert. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fight me. And then I've got a tour coming up. I've got a bunch of shows in London. So all of those will be on my website.
Oh, Ollie, it's been so wonderful to have you. Thank you so much on this wonderful morning.
Yes, we better hop to the Eurostar. Quick, we're late.